let me put it to you this way, and I won't say where I was, but I've now been tailed and put on by Homeland Security. I've been tailed by the Coast Guard, and we don't do anything illegal, Alex. Everything we do on the show is above board. We try to go through proper channels, and we simply, if something requires us to go on the water, we do it in international waters or waters that are supposed to be free to the public. But yet, we tried to hire a boat, and when they found out what we wanted to do, none of the fishermen would take us out. You know why? Because anybody on the coast now, their licenses fall under Homeland Security, and Homeland Security can pull their license if they don't like what they're doing. I like to refer to Homeland Security today as the Gestapo.
Well, absolutely. You've got almost every major federal agency under it, and now under the Real ID Act, they want you to have a federally licensed through the state ID card to even be able to work. It's a total tracking system, and you also went somewhere where you were threatened to be shot.
Well, yeah, they have areas in the country where they have signs up that say lethal force is authorized, which I find unbelievable. Whatever happened to a trial, whatever happened to going to court, how can you be judge, jury, and executioner in one fell swoop? Now, not saying that they necessarily have or did, but there's areas in this country where they've posted that lethal force is authorized if you cross this line.
And there's not even a fence. It's just you cross some magical line on a dune buggy, you're dead.
Yep. Well, you could be. It's not saying that you are, but they're authorized to take you out with lethal force if they desire.
Well, Governor, I mean, as you know, in 1947, the CIA got unlimited money, funding, and secrecy. And if you've got 60 years of a group being able to operate with unlimited funds and power, I mean, they've been caught shipping in narcotics. They've been caught engaged in assassinations. And they just think this country is their own private whorehouse.
Well, and unfortunately our elected officials are allowing them to get away with it. We need to, get back our country and remember always, Alex, that we, the people, when this country was formed, we were supposed to be the priority. It was supposed to be a country of citizens first, government second. But it's not that way today. Government is number one, and we citizens fall by the wayside because everything is directed towards the government and the survival of the government.
Governor, I know you've been busy shooting, but earlier in the week, Top Secret USA came out, 2-year Washington Post investigation, 850+ thousand private corporate chiefs, so that's close to 1 million, with the highest level security clearance there is. And the Washington Post described it as a complete takeover of society. So we have a private corporate system that's giving itself government power, just running completely roughshod, and they admit that their plan is to end the freedom on the Internet as we know it.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I said that probably about 10 years ago. I said the Internet right now is the only thing where you can, have total freedom on there. But I said, rest assured, the government will put high priority on getting control of the Internet, because that's the one place you can go to supposedly and have freedom, and they're not going to allow that. More and more I'm seeing our country becoming under the thumb of corporate America. Not even, it's like, it came out in the article that I said, I now am very clear on why we're in Afghanistan, Alex. It has nothing to do with terrorism and bin Laden. That's all a big red herring. We're there for the lithium. Did you see that story a month ago where they found $8 billion of a lithium over there? I mean, think about it. That runs every cell phone, computer, and soon-to-be electric cars.
Well, you're absolutely...
The reason we're in Afghanistan is to get the lithium. Now, why won't they just be honest and say that?
Well, they went on to admit that it could be potentially $1 trillion, and that they knew this in reports before they invaded. It's also about the trillions in oil in that region as well.
Right, and that's the reason we're there. All this stuff on terrorism, put it this way, terrorists are like a motorcycle gang. They're out there. Yes, they do exist, and there is a possibility that you could run into them, very minute. But they are not what this government is making us believe. They are not like the Nazi army. They are not like the Japanese army of World War II. They're not a country out there. They're just small groups of criminals that are involved in criminal activity, and you have to deal with them. But to put they're an excuse to put our country under lock and key and take our rights away from us.
Absolutely, and every major technology firm out there is getting massive government contracts to spy on the American people. They've completely butchered the Bill of Rights and Constitution, and all these groups have the motive for the terror. They stand to gain from it. Did you see the Financial Times of London with one of Obama's advisors, Robert Shapiro, saying in fact, guys, print that quote for me, that if Obama doesn't have an Oklahoma City or 9/11 soon, his political days are numbered.
Well, how would Oklahoma City or 9/11 help him?
To be blamed on domestic groups, to be blamed on the American people.
Well, okay. Well, all I know, Alex, is that, I fully expect within 10 years that we're going to have national ID cards, and you're going to have to show them to go state to state.
Oh, they're already saying that we've got a national ID card, and they do want you to have it for anything. Governor Jesse Ventura is our guest, host of the hit television program Conspiracy Theory. I'm Alex Jones. Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com are our websites. We'll be right back. Stay with us.